Are we live? Hello. Okay. So the answer is no, Marion is not moderating. My daughter Mila is going to be here to moderate soon. Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? By show of smiley faces in the chat section. Good. Oh, yeah. What I've learned from rewatching the last live chat is I need to say everybody's name when I say the comment because it's live now, but in rewatching it, it's not necessarily as clear. Manu Behiga says, good night, Viva, 12 at Belgium. Kevin Ver says, smiley face, Kevin Fair. Sabrina Forlini, smiley face, good. Giovanni Pablo. Sarah Bellum, Yankee Altman, Tom. Where are we now? Rabia Solmazer, Rene Fabre, hello. Greasy Eddie in some font that I always find awesome to read. Your stream got me fired. Oh well, that's too bad. Tom and Will, Antonio Daddio, Nick Pham. Oh, Nick Pham, by the way. Check it. It's so nice not having to think about what you're going to wear during a stream because I don't really like paying attention to clothes and that. Nick Pham, Sabrina Folini, hi Anthony, hi. And then we got Samuel Garcia. I watch all of your videos. Thank you, Samuel. Karen Somers, hello, greetings from the Netherlands. Awesome. Nick Pham says yes. Hello from Egypt. I was in Egypt 25 years ago. We got to see the pyramids. It was amazing. Go before you don't. Yes, told you I wouldn't miss the next stream. Awesome. Go before you don't. Greasy Eddie's back there. I'll be your personal I don't know who you're talking to, Greasy. Rachel Rawson, hey, buddy. Samuel Garcia, thanks, man. Okay, Karen. Marion, I think we need to put on Sesame Street for the kid. Oh. There she is. There, she's gone. Okay. Okay, so this is the deal. I guess we would start off with, can your kids speak French? Anonymous user 69. Okay, well, I'm going to read the name anyway. The oldest one can, the middle one is learning, the youngest one is having trouble with English. So when he gets the hang of English, we'll get him on French. Sing maybe right. Nick Pham TV just seems to have done a super chat for $20. Just made my day wearing that amazing shirt. How was the candy? Lila, how was the candy Nick Pham sent us? I hid it. I had to hide it. I told them we lost it. I told them, I don't know. I just made up a story. It's hidden. We give it to them piecemeal, one piece a day. Sorry, my fault. Got your link 2 times open as the echo. LOL. Karen Somers, don't worry about it. So I figured we would start this with some actual targeted discussion, which would be video licensing. And then if anyone has any questions, ask them. And then we can like go into anything and everything. Marion, you can come through.
I'm going to make chicken.
Are you secretly stashing the candy for your own? No, I had a lollipop in the car. We got stuck in like an hour of traffic and I had to stay awake and I felt jittery after one lollipop. I'm getting old. Awesome Ali says, hi, Rachel Rawson. Are you saying, oh, we got that one already? And then we got Aman Kiani. Have you had a wax apple before? No, but the funny thing is, as I'm eating this big lollipop that I got at Bureau en Gros, for those of you who are Staples from the non-Quebecers, it felt like I was eating a candy apple. Come here, come here. No? Okay. Oh, she's got your juice in the kitchen. Go. Okay. So we'd start with video licensing and have some structure for this. So now let's go with by show of thumbs up in the comment section. Oh, Awesome Ali says, can you open a P.O. box? I have a P.O. box. It's in my description on YouTube, and I generally, unless I forget, put it in the description of the video for each video. It's in Westmount, Quebec, but the description is in my About section on my YouTube channel, and it's in the descriptions of videos. Oh, glad you saved the drone. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that afterwards. So by thumbs up, who here has ever licensed a video? And this is not a sales pitch, by the way, because I'm not being paid by anybody. Just this is a thing that I learned, and I think everybody can use it. Who has ever licensed a video on YouTube by way of thumbs up? And not on YouTube, but not on a third-party licensing platform. Ooh, Aman, that's a good question. Okay, Aman, ask that question later on. Aman Kani asks, what weird food combination do you really enjoy? I'm also going to have to think about it. Plant Hoarding Adventures says, hello from Chicago. Wondering if you guys grow any of your own veggies since you love to cook so much. Okay, let's start with these questions right now. Weird food combination. Marion? Yeah. What kind of weird food combination do I like? Well, I eat my hands, she says, which is a weird combination. I guess it's the salt on my hands. I'm going to get back to that one. Do we grow our own garden? We actually have a little strip of land right in front of the house, like maybe 3 feet by 12 feet or 20 feet or something. And we grow stuff on it. The risk is that a lot of dogs pee on it. So we tend to be very selective as to what we eat in it. And we have a tomato plant hanging from our house. So we get tomatoes from that as well. Jay Sharma says, when is the next ostrich egg video coming? I put myself on the list for the ostrich egg. We're going to go down there to do the tour of the farm and maybe pick up some meat, but I'm on the waiting list. So we'll see when the next non-fertilized ostrich egg that they have becomes available. Fernando Urias says, fan number 1 from Mexico here, also a lawyer. Well, I feel your pain. Don't stop making law videos. IP videos are the best ones. I'm going to do the law videos every Thursday to the extent that I can come up with something interesting to talk about. And if not, it might just be like, you know, some anecdote from my life as 10 plus years as a lawyer. Let's tilt that down. No, that was too much. Giovanni Pablo says, I caught my dad eating sweet corn and milk, free fertile. My mother-in-law has a garden in the country where you see me doing all those fishing videos. And my aunt, who is her neighbor in the same Eastern Townships, has all the stuff. In fact, I'm editing a video together right now, which is poutine made from homegrown potatoes. I just haven't gotten around to getting it out yet, but it's going to be a great video because it was epic poutine. For all of you, Rachel Rawson, Cody, Joe, we made Quebecois poutine and cheese curds from homegrown potatoes. It was amazing. So Manu Beheji, I apologize if I'm not pronouncing it right, but I think I should be close. Beheji. I see you always drink coffee or energy drinks. Do you ever drink beer, wine, or other alcoholic drinks? I drink coffee in the morning. I have given up Red Bull except on the weekends occasionally because I found it was giving me acid reflux. And the alcoholic beverages, I tend to like gin. I like martinis. It's a good way to get a big drink in one drink. Yeah, they say there's a couple of expressions about martini drinkers. Kanza Iqbal, I remember you from the last time, says, hey, Rachel Rawson finally going to teach me how to do poutine. Oh, poutine, it's like P-O-O-T-E-E-N phonetically, poutine. Wait for that video to come out. It's going to be great. When you next do a Reaction Tuesday, can you react to Matty Brapp's Slowdown? Awesome, Ali. You have to send me that link so I can know what you're talking about. The thing about Trending Tuesday or Reaction Tuesday, it has to stay family friendly, and it was pushing it with that Fifi song. My goodness, if anyone's seen that. Shaken or stirred? Stirred. But I keep the gin in the freezer, so I don't have to do either. Joshua Hand says, hey, Viva, awesome to see you live here in Toronto. Awesome. Planning on going to law school after my undergrad and love your videos. First of all, it's a good thing. I poop a lot on law, but the reality is it was 10 plus years of the most invaluable professional educational training that I could have gotten. Law school itself is amazing. A lot of people go to law school, practice or don't practice, but have that degree under their belts, and it gives you a lot of useful information and useful know-how. Did my Yorkshire pronounce poutine right then? Yeah. Gin, what about, okay, so Go Before You Don't says, gin, what about Japanese whiskey? I wanted to start doing something called Whiskey Minute or Gin It Minute. I want to do like a 1 minute alcohol review every week. And I did like 2 and then got distracted. So I'm going to try to maybe bring that back on Instagram, not necessarily on YouTube, but we'll see. What weird food combinations do you really enjoy? I have to think about that. I'm going to think about that and I'm going to come back to it. What is your opinion on parents carrying the cost of their kids' college education? Yeah, I put a hot dog on pizza with a pickle. I mean, does that count? Because that was the best thing I've ever done. Put a hot dog because I wanted to have not too much carbs. So I put the hot dog down the slice of pizza with 2 pickles, folded it up, ketchup and mustard. I don't think that's bizarre, but it was delicious. What do I think about parents carrying the kids' cost of education? So we're from Quebec, where our education, if we stay local, doesn't cost anything virtually speaking, like $1,800 a semester. I have no opinion on it. If the kid is grateful and doesn't take it for granted, all the better. The risk is that they sort of take it for granted and don't necessarily appreciate what the parent has to do to make that after-tax dollars to pay for education. But I don't think it's an issue one way or the other. Alcohol. Manu Bahija says alcohol reviews. Yeah, we can do that. Benia Shigiv says, hey, I recall from the last live chat you said you are a big fan of 1984. Just wanted to say I finished it today and you were totally right. Fantastic book. Not going to get political on this chat, but we see the proverbial memory hole coming to existence in reality. It's amazing. Read 1984 for anyone who hasn't. You see what's going on right now on social media platforms, on the internet. We have a literal memory hole where things are just removed as though they never existed and sent away. If I miss anybody, keep tweeting up and or messaging up. How did you and Marion meet? We are going to get into video licensing at one point. I met Marion when I was in CEGEP. I was in first year McGill. She was in CEGEP. And we met at a house party for her ex-boyfriend. And we started talking. And the history was made many years later. Yeah, Tom says that sounds like a Philly taco. I don't know what it was. It was delicious. Yeah, Renee Fabula says 1984, and Rachel Rawson says I have 1984. Philip 7PC. Hey, Frei, why do you keep suppressing your daughter's channel plug attempts? Look, plugging someone's channel is a very personal thing. And now, also, I don't want to plug my daughter's channel. She should succeed on her own merits, as well she will. But I also, when things become a plug, it's funny. And it's sort of, the suppression is sort of part of the joke. Mila's Madness. You can go check it out. She's learning the dedication that goes into YouTube content creation because, a video a day takes time and it takes effort. And she's now learning what exactly goes into one video. She's learning the quick and hard way. Jeremy Anthony says, a law review about when does YouTube start becoming a publisher, not a video platform. That's that you might have to pay someone for. Sabrina Foley says, what about weekly restaurant reviews? Showcase all the diverse food in Montreal. That's going to be my easy go-to if I ever am late on a Montreal Monday. I'm just going to go eat somewhere at a restaurant and make a video of it. Aman Piani says, what's the craziest conversation you've overheard? In my personal life or in that was the craziest face I just made right there because I was trying to look up and look down. I'll have to get back to that. That's gossip. Rachel Rawson, you need to plug my channel. Only kidding. Rachel Rawson is a YouTuber. She makes videos as well on YouTube. She made the poutine challenge and she did quite well on it. So check out Rachel Rawson. And we've become now since like Facebook friends and internet friends. It's a weird world, this internet. You can make friends with anybody, anywhere across the world. Greg N says, woohoo, made it this time, even if I'm a little on the deck barbecuing. But enjoyed the barbecuing on the deck. It's very fun. Okay. A Joe says, Nick fam, TV trying, but all these distractions. Okay. And A Joe is here. A Joe, I made a reference to your poutine challenge, which some people say was a cheat because you went to a restaurant and they did an amazing job, but whatever, it was good. You addressed the poutine for the non-poutine eaters across the world. Plant Hoarding Adventure says, can we be friends? We are already friends, Plant Hoarding. And if you have any good, we're growing a giant pumpkin on our front lawn. I'm going to actually make a video about this sooner than later. But the vine has now grown around all the other trees, and the two pumpkins, it's going to be like a 1,000-pound pumpkin, but it's never going to get there. They're growing off a vine that is like 6 feet up in the air. So when they get a little bigger, something is going to break. 0 Hour TV says, I want to be friends. Zero, I think we're friends, Zero. We have an active line of communication on the internet. Mashu Munyai says, we need how we met video storytelling. That's a good idea. We could do that. That would involve, stay tuned, because if you thought my afro in the fish story was good, I'm going to go through the various phases of Viva Frei's hair. There have been some interesting ones. Please talk about video licensing. Okay. This is Rabia Solmazer. Video licensing. Okay, so whoever makes YouTube videos probably knows that you don't get paid very much, if anything, for your YouTube videos. I think the first thing is you have to have 10,000 views now under the new system in order to monetize a video. and then you get $1,000 per million views, which sounds great, but try getting a 1 million view video. It's immensely difficult. And then it's like $1,000 per million, depending on the ads that run, the length of the video, all these sorts of things. So anybody who's making YouTube videos relying on AdSense is going to have to necessarily have other means of income, because it's not enough unless you're one of the rare people who can successfully monetize all their videos and successfully get massively consistent viewership on all of your videos. All the questions. Okay, so Tom and Will says, does uploading regularly improve subscribers, or is it down to previously uploaded quality videos? Okay, I'll get to that question afterwards. What were we saying? Oh, yes. So other means. We're not going to talk about sponsorship and things like that, because first of all, I'm learning that now. I've never done it. I'm trying to do it and trying to explore all that, because you have to make a living, even if it's doing what you love. It's nice, but you can't feed your family with love, or at least you can, but they'll still be hungry. So no sponsor, just video licensing. Video licensing is an amazing thing, because you can go to any one of these third-party video licensing platforms, and I can list a number of them. You've seen that I use Newsflare, Storyful. By the way, all the questions, ask them again later if I don't get to them, but I'm going to try to get to them, but just not right now. Newsflare, Storyful, you have Viral Hog, Break. There's a one called Rumble, which is sort of like a totally separate platform. Who else? You have Jukin Media. You'll notice under any video that's gone viral on YouTube, it says video licensed by, and then it'll give you the name of this licensing agency. And I made a video on how they work, but it's an interesting thing, because I don't think people appreciate it. People who make vlogs are not generating the type of content that is licensable. Like, nobody wants, with my content especially, like, nobody wants to license a family vlog video. But there may be specific sections within that video that might have licensing interest, things that are that can run on MSN newsfeed, things that can get licensed by Daily Mail. And so, like I said in the first video, when I started making videos, all I was doing was trying to make viral videos, like capture moments that go viral, like the Bumblebee high five. Now I've gotten much more into vlogs, storytelling, family stuff, which as a 10-minute video, no third party is going to license. And so what I do for supplemental income is I license out certain segments of videos that I think have license appeal. Drone stuff is very popular on a variety of platforms. Fishing stuff is popular. There was a catch and cook video that we did where we cut open the pike, and in the pike's belly was a very big perch, a freshly killed perch, because I'm actually convinced that I felt the fish moving when I caught the bigger pike. That video of the catch and cook, more or less license, that has more or less license appeal, and it wouldn't get licensed. But I uploaded that specific section to Newsflare in particular, and that separate section got licensed out. Yep. Yep. Okay, Mom's going to help you there. That shorter bit got licensed out a number of times where it was in Daily Mail where the article said, I don't think they called me a YouTuber, but they said fisherman finds massive perch in pike's belly. And so that is a strategy that a lot of people don't seem to be aware of and should really be exploring, because you can license a video that you would otherwise not use on YouTube. And it's an amazing thing that some of these licenses can actually be pretty decent paying licenses. Like sometimes they're 70, $100. Other times they can be like $1,000, $2,000, depending on who licenses the excerpt and for what purpose. If you're interested, go to YouTube and put in Viva Frei Outrageous Acts of Science, if anyone's seen the show. And you'll see one video that I put up on YouTube that got licensed, and it was actually number 13 on an episode of Outrageous Acts of Science, where we put two toothbrushes together by the bristles and lifted up a kid. So it's an interesting thing. People should explore video licensing as a totally separate but tangential thing to their YouTube content creation. Because a lot of you I watch a lot of your videos. A lot of you make vlogs and videos which they do not have licensable appeal, and that's not an insult. It's just the reality. For a video to get licensed, it has to have a certain characteristic: short, concise, to the point, well lit, things like this, of massive interest and general appeal. So you make vlogs, but you can be selling shorter clips to actually generate revenue so that you can continue pursuing your passion. Now, do I go back and start getting some of these questions, or do we take a pause and go on this? Whoever asked a question in that 5 or 10 minute dialogue, re-ask it right now and I'm going to get to them. How much did you get for the Pike licensing? I don't remember, but generally it's, you know, it can be as little as $7. It can be, depending on where it goes. And I won't get into all of them, but the one that blew my mind, Daddy discovers Snapchat, where I made a video. It got 700 views on YouTube. It sold for, it was like one of my single biggest sales for several $1,000s for this video. It made no sense, but I don't ask questions. Another one, which was totally weird, I went on the roof of a building in New York and with my GoPro and just caught an amazing 360. It got picked up. I don't remember by whom, and I don't really think, I might not have ever known because you don't always know who licenses it, but shockingly decent revenue for an afterthought of something that you would never think would be worth money. The videos of us going to Park Omega where the elk come into the car and eat out of the hands of the kid, one of those got picked up, I think, for a Facebook campaign. And they were, you know, very meaningful individual sales. And it's just something people don't think about. You have this gem of a video that you may not even want to post on your YouTube channel because it would be so out of characteristic with your channel. Upload it to one of these news licensing agencies and make sales on the side for no better reason than, you know, you got a good video that somebody else wants to license. Okay, Jeremy Anthony says better to get a piece of the pie than zero of the pie. Absolutely. So I suspect that one of the conversations that I might have missed was they take 40%. They take 40%, 50 or 4. They take 40 or 50% depending on what you can negotiate and how many sales you make for them to develop a business relationship with certain agencies. But I mean, I have videos on my phone that I would not put up on my channel just because they're too short. I don't want to overload subscribers with constant notifications. So I upload them, and they may never even see it onto my channel, but I upload them directly to Newsflare, for example, and they sell dog videos, pet videos, squirrel videos. I went to a park and saw a squirrel hanging by its back legs on a tree with a nut in its hand. And I just shot a 30-second video, uploaded it when I got back to my office, and it sold because elsewhere in the world where they don't have gray squirrels hanging by their back legs off trees and it's not a nuisance, it's actually a novelty, someone found that video of interest. Joshua Hans says, just have a couple years left, so I'm starting to plan. I'd love your insight on this path and hear about your experiences, maybe by email. Also, I love your squirrel videos. I'm actually going to make one sort of summary video of my life, you know, my experience as law, starting from a stagiaire, young lawyer at a big firm, then leaving, starting on my own. But that'll be a video. I can do it in a live chat as well, but it would be a dedicated live chat because it's, you know, that's a specific topic. Would I be, so Philip 7PC says, yeah, would you be so kind to post a link to the recommendations of the agencies? I will. I'll say them now just for whoever's listening. Newsflare, Storyful are the ones I've had the best experiences with. Those are the two I use all the time. There's one called Rumble, which is weird. It's sort of like a YouTube competitive platform. You're going to get the kid?
Are you ready for Mila?
Oh, Mila's coming, people. We have the moderator coming. You have to hurry up. Okay, I'll list it. But Newsflare and Storyful are my two go-tos. The difference between Newsflare and Storyful pulls your video directly from YouTube, so you have no choice but to allow them to monetize it or to claim it on YouTube. Newsflare can do that, but you can also upload directly to Newsflare as a standalone platform so that you can upload 100 videos to Newsflare, all or none of them licensed, but you don't have to upload them to YouTube in order for Newsflare to get them, which is good because you don't necessarily want to dilute, tarnish your brand, or just pester your subscribers. Hey, Joe, Viva Frei, could you throw up a link afterwards? Will do. Isn't that what Peter Parker does? Peter Parker sounds like Spider-Man, right? Or Superman? Spider-Man. Saw the LDO on my Canada news site from Jeff from Juneau. Yeah. Oh, gosh. One day we'll all, you know, I like Jacksepticeye, and I love it when he reads nasty comments, but I don't necessarily want to read nasty comments because I don't want to actually double embarrass anybody who made a negative comment and regrets it. But some of the comments in that elk video, the one that stands out from memory is, I'm lucky the elk didn't bite my kid's arm. It could have ripped it off. Like these elk are voracious meat-eating predators with canines that like will dig into your flesh and rip it off. The elk, I'm pretty sure the elk actually had like just a rubber thing on the top of their mouths. They had no teeth on the top or the bottom. I forget which, but it's a totally cool thing. Anyhow, how do you go about licensing? Do you contact licensing companies? This is from Tom and Will. How do you go about licensing? Do you contact licensing companies? One of my vids features my little boy finding a small octopus, guaranteed to sell, on a beach in the UK. We never have octopus here. Okay, so the licensing goes two ways. If you post it on YouTube, all of these licensing agencies have scouts that are constantly scouring the internet for quality saleable videos. So if you put something up and they think it has potential, even if it doesn't have views, you're going to get one of those what looks like a spammy message saying, "Hi, I'm blank from blank. Would like to work with your video. Would you please contact us?" Or they're going to say, "We just sent you a private message. Go check your inbox." Or if you have contact info, they'll send you an email directly to whatever your contact info is. So if you post it on YouTube, they will contact you if they come across it and find it of interest. Even if you post it on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, they'll contact you. And the best thing is when they contact you and they say, "We'd like to use your video, we'll give you credit." Okay, if someone says they want to give you credit and it's a news agency, they have budgets for these things. They know what they're doing and they're just trying to get it for free. So if you get those types of reach outs, you know you have something that is licensable in terms of content. So don't just give it away for credit, because credit on the internet does not lead to anything positive if that's what you're after. It doesn't lead to financial benefit. It doesn't lead to subscriber benefit. It doesn't lead to like getting famous or an explosion in terms of exposure. It leads to nothing. So don't give it away just for credit. Butters Outdoor Adventures says, "I realize this is way off subject, but I have a response to your fishing with your wife and then going to jail. Fishing with your wife, then girlfriend, about almost going to jail for stealing a dog on an accident." She's here. Okay, so oh, wait, get over here. Talk about plugging. Look at this. Mila's madness. This is her best friend behind us. I double checked with her parents in advance if she were going to come over to make sure that I had permission, but she's going to, I think, go in the other room now. So Giuseppe Ferro says, "Hi again from Italy. Buenas noches. I'm an art." Oh, so here's a Haven Dejoux. "I'm an artist. Would video licensing be similar to art licensing?" Now, I'm not exactly sure how art licensing works, but in detail, I think it would be. I mean, basically, with video licensing, and this is an important detail I forgot to mention, you retain, what you want to make sure about is that you retain all of the IP, you retain all intellectual property rights in the video. You don't want to give that away, but there's a method to giving it away, which we'll get into. So you want to make sure that you retain all of the intellectual property rights, so that if you ever decide you want to take it down, you can take it down, and so that they cannot do anything with it. So technically, you retain it. You can still license it to whomever you want. You can still let someone use it for free, but they will go shop it around for you and split whatever they get with you, but you own all the IP. What some agencies do is they say, "We'll just buy the video from you straight up. We own it in perpetuity. You have no more rights to it. We'll pay you an upfront fee." And
are you doing this one?
Right, I'm an artist. Yeah, that's the one I'm answering right now.
Okay, so I don't have to write it.
Don't write it down. It's okay. So, so they'll say, "I'll pay you straight up for it, and you don't have to worry about whether or not we ever sell it. You get your $400, $500 upfront, and it's ours forever." I don't like doing that, just because you only have to license a video once in order to make up for that initial sale. But I've done it a few times when I was just so convinced that the video was so average it was never going to sell. But when they do that, they own it. You no longer own any rights to it. And even if you republish it on YouTube, it will get claimed. It will get claimed by the rights holder. So any monetization that comes off of that video, if you sold the rights, is going to go to the rights holder, which will no longer be you. On YouTube, when you retain the copyright and you retain all intellectual property rights in it, you get the AdSense revenue, split 60-40, 50-50, whatever. Whereas if you give away all the rights, you put that video on your own YouTube channel, it's going to get claimed entirely, and you're not going to get the ad revenue from that. Okay.
Mila, how many subscribers? What? How many? Have you? What? Where'd it go?
How many subscribers do you think you bring to your dad's channel? This is Giovanni Pablo.
And Daddy, there was a great.
She actually brings quite a few because a lot of her friends from school follow me.
Where was it?
Hi, Viva. I need to buy a Great Dad T-shirt. We only have 100 left.
Do you see the videos as an artistic process, or is the goal to build a lifestyle brand? Good
question. So hold on one second. The first thing is I still have the shirts left. If anybody wants a shirt, DM me or email me, david@vivafrei.com. Just if you live overseas, you know what? I've learned this sending a shirt to Rachel Rawson. Shipping overseas, I'm not joking, is cheaper than shipping to Ontario from Quebec. Go figure. I shipped something to Florida. It cost me less to ship something to Florida than it did to ship it to Ontario. Do I feel it's more of a lifestyle brand versus an artistic endeavor? I think they're the same thing, actually. I mean, I think this is all creation, and you create effectively. Okay, I think she's. I didn't. Yeah. Okay. I think it is both. It's a creative process. I mean, you can't create a video without it being an artistic endeavor. But I don't know. I'm not necessarily trying to build a lifestyle brand. I love making videos and sharing good stuff with the world, because the internet could use more good stuff and less bad stuff. Joshua Hans says, heading out for dinner, but love your content. Thank you very much, Joshua. I can't come. You got to come here. I can't come. I got to come here. Say hi to the world. Okay, fine. It doesn't matter. Must I be a dad in order to wear one shirt?
No, you don't.
Says, you don't. But if you can give one, you can give one to dad.
Yeah.
I told you, huh? Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot, Canada Post. It's so illogical. I thought they made a mistake at the post office, but I was, never going to make never going to argue when they say it's going to be cheaper.
Just licensing
monetization
and subscribers influence you to content, and is that true?
So this is Tom and Will asks, does licensing, monetization, and subscribers influence your content, and is that a true reflection of you? Okay, it doesn't influence my content in the sense that I try to do things to impress people. The only influence it has is I don't want to post things that are going to upset people, and I don't want to post things that are going to turn people off of the channel. So there is always that little bug in my head going off, like, if I do a catch and cook or if I do a kangaroo cooking episode, am I going to upset vegetarians or vegans? And I'm not saying, I'm just saying this not to make fun of anybody. I'm just saying, is some of my content going to upset people who hold different ideological beliefs? So in that sense, that's the only bug. My stubbornness is I can't cater my content to do what I know is required in order to generate more subscribers and more views. I just can't do it. And it's a little discouraging sometimes. It's a little discouraging sometimes because, you put in hours for a video that gets 500 views, and is it not good, or do I really have to do certain things in order to succeed in terms of numbers on YouTube? And I can't bring myself to do it.
Okay, I have one.
Mom, Mila's got a question.
How does daily vlogging affect you if by Tic Tac the artist?
By who artist?
Tic Tac.
Tic Tac artist. Tic Tac the artist.
It might be there still.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to ask a question I don't know the answer to. How did it affect my life, Mila?
What? Daily vlogging?
Daily vlogging.
Well, you don't have to go out of the house every single second, and you don't get angry at people as much, since when you were a lawyer, you would scream on the phone all the time.
Mila had the good fortune of hearing lots of conversations among counsel, and I wouldn't call it screaming. I would just call it heated discussion. But how is vlogging? Oh, emphatic reason, $2 on the super chat.
How loud can the kids scream?
Don't do it. Okay, this gets into a second question. They can scream so loud, but it sounds of joy. Hold on. How is daily vlogging?
What was the question you wanted to ask?
How is daily vlogging? Hold on 1 second. How does daily vlogging affect my everyday life? It's a pressure. It's liberating. It's a stress, and it's a joy. Just to make I want to make sure to get out a video. I want to make sure it's good. It is an obsession because, and calling it an obsession. You can't but look at the world and see things as content in terms of what you would want to share with the rest of the world. What do we just see? Oh, I see my dog chasing a butterfly, and a lot of people are going to say, "Oh, just enjoy the moment. It's a dog chasing a butterfly." And I say that is the most beautiful thing. I want to share with the world. I want to share every one of these things with the world, and just like whoever has never seen a dog chasing a butterfly, I want to make sure they can see it. So in that sense, it affects. There's no negative effect except for potentially financial, but it is freedom and it is joy, but it is it's endless wheels turning where you look at the world and you see this and you say, I want show male feet, no socks.
Hi, how long do you edit your daily vlogs? On
average. And that's from Wayview featuring custom wood design. How long? It takes me about two hours of video, give or take.
2 hours of video.
2 to 3, maybe 4 hours if it's and where I uploaded a video last week and where it said something like whatever. There was a typo. It was going to be a 2-hour delay to go back, correct the typo, republish, reprocess the video, re-upload, re-tag, re-describe. And I did it because I have OCD, and if I saw that typo in there, it would drive me crazy forever.
what is your overall goal with your vlogging and channel? Awesome family and dogs. You have a good wife and deal with them.
Okay.
Wait, and Daddy, what was that question you wanted to ask?
Hold on, we'll get there. Tim Scott, what is the ultimate goal? This is a question I struggle with. Obviously I want to be able to make a sustainable income off the channel without compromising my overall objectives and purpose. I want to make creative content with, let's just say, boosted boards, for example. I would have no problem if boosted board says, hey, Dave, here's a nice check. Make us some creative content with boosted boards. And I did contact them, but I'm realistic with my subscriber base. Where I would love to get is to have a subscriber base that carries with it a sufficient leverage that I can go to these brands with good products and cool products and just, get paid to make great content, feel good content. I had such a good idea with the boosted board. I'm not sharing it with the rest of the world. Boosted, if you're watching, let's talk. It would be glorious. It would be magical.
Okay, I have tons of things to say. So
that's the goal. I want to build up the channel. I want to build up the subscriber base. I want to stay true to the overall objective. But I want, I want people to get into this, to get into it. I want people to watch. Yeah.
Obsession is a good thing. I'm so glad you're enjoying this process. Thank you very much for sharing your outlook in the world. I appreciate you very much, Viva Hype.
K-Mac G. I think it's K-Mac G.
Okay, you don't want to see feet with no socks.
Okay, Elizabeth and my brother apparently want show feet, no socks.
Viva
How did they know that I wasn't wearing socks?
I did.
Jeremy Anthony says all the world's a stage. Yeah, well, that's it. Everyone has a role to play, but my biggest problem in life is I'm not a good actor, which makes me not a good liar, and it makes me not a good phony. But
wait, there was a
look,
how is it in Canada?
How is it?
Cold.
It's in the winter. It's cold.
Cold. But in the summer, it's too hot.
Oh yeah, the summer's 35 degrees. The winter's minus 35. And let's see if he's going to do the drums today. No, okay. So one person, someone who could not. Let me just get the name of the person so I don't make a mistake. Activity. Sorry guys, let me just do this because someone said they couldn't make it. They wanted me to ask the question. I forget their names exactly, so I want to fishing. We're not watching fishing, but you can take my phone and go watch Fishing with Mom. Oh, it's just Fez. Okay, he says he can't watch it. It's going to be, it'll be 1 o'clock in Beirut. If I can ask one question, here, take this and give it to Mom. Go give it to Mom. How are you so patient with your kids, and what advice? I don't know if there was go give it to Mom. She'll watch Fishing. Go. Okay, so this is the question now, Mila.
Can Anya answer it too?
Yeah. Okay. I look crazy again. When I try to look down and look up, my eyes get all buggy.
Oh, my eyes are red because I was in the pool the whole day.
0 Hour TV 256 $3 on the super chat. Thank you very much, 0 Hour. Okay, feel this one. First of all, am I patient or I feel impatient sometimes?
You're sometimes impatient.
Have you ever seen me impatient?
I don't think so.
Okay, that was what good lawyers never do. Ask a question they don't know the answer to.
How would I get a shirt and I can't read that?
How would I get a shirt that's Greasy Eddie? Email me, david@vivafrei.com. Hold on a second, guys. What? Guys, do you not see that we're doing a live stream?
Yeah, guys.
Okay, so, but in all seriousness, every parent has moments of impatience.
You're on live TV.
Wait, okay, they're not fighting, by the way. They do that.
They play.
This is how Barney gives Pudge rehab.
Wait.
Hold on a second. We got to answer one question before we move on to another. Every parent has moments where they feel like they're impatient, and they have moments where they are impatient because they have to be. Parents have to be impatient sometimes, or they don't have to be impatient, but any parent knows. Well, I'm not blocking the foot person. They'll deal with it. Everyone I don't know how to block, and I also don't believe in blocking. I think sunlight is the greatest disinfectant, and we'll get past their foot things. But every parent feels impatient sometimes, and they are because you're sleep deprived, you're irritable. And the other thing is, parents, it's not all fun and games, and you have to be disciplinarian every now and again. Also, I mean, you have to set rules, and you have to But I don't include the impatient parts in videos because nobody needs to be reminded of the pain in the neck that it is sometimes to be a parent. But I think I hope I'm overall decent. I'm tired and irritable at times, but that's just because I don't, sleep very well. Okay. Greetings from Sydney. Customary land solutions. Oh, I want to read it. See, whenever I see Sydney and they're like, on your channel, have you ever worked on have I ever worked on indigenous land rights? No, I never did that. It's a big thing in Canada as well, because we have the indigenous law is a big thing in Canada. I never did it because I stayed with strictly corporate commercial litigation.
I'm looking for someone to tell someone something.
Mom, you go to play fishing for him. I gave the phone to my wife for the fishing.
I love this video where you guys, the dog is trying to.
Oh yeah, we know that was fantastic.
Wait. Oh, my bike fell on him. That was like 200 pounds.
Yeah, the bike weighs neither 200 pounds nor did it fall. It just fell over. Have you ever shot a gun? If so, Haven Dejoux, I've never fired a real gun.
Except for those water gun things.
That's not a real gun. Shout out, Joshua Thompson. Shout out. Customary land solution. That was not an Aussie accent. Yeah, I screwed up the Aussie accent.
What's that?
Freshen up your drink, governor.
What?
That's British. Okay. Anyone who watches The Simpsons will get that. JD's Variety Channel. Dude, I haven't seen you in forever. What timing? I just stopped it. Okay, JD.
Oh my gosh.
JD is the guy.
I watched that 2 years ago. I forget you.
No, JD's the metal detecting channel.
Oh, yeah,
JD is the guy. Reason why we got a metal detector.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys can hear a kid scream back there. I apologize for the noise. And JD is also the guy who told me that if you find a Zippo and return it, they have a lifetime warranty policy on it. And I sent it in. JD, awesome to see you again. JD's Variety Channel. I haven't seen you in years. Yeah, I was watching. I just get jealous watching JD find silver dollar coins with his metal detector, and I find nothing. Maybe you want to take him in the basement. Bossman Ting 953 says, "How's your day?" It's good. It's good. Okay, I was fishing this weekend. If Jeremy Anthony or Jeff from Juno are watching. I went out on the canoe without a net and without a glove and without anything, and I hooked a pike that was bigger than the one I caught 2 weeks ago. And it snapped the line at the boat. It was just the biggest pike ever. And then I went back to get the net. Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, you're supposed to be moderating, not playing with the things.
Yeah, true. Have you ever read the book of Mice and Men?
I did in high school, and then I saw the Saturday Night Live skit with. John Malkovich, which ruined the book for me for the rest of my life. If no one has ever seen that episode of SNL with John Malkovich being Lenny petting the little puppies, classic.
I commented in a video 90% out of 10. 90%
Jared P. So Jared P. I commented in a video 90-10, 90% love, support, encouragement, and 10% accountability is needed with kids. So I'm probably more than 10% accountability because I don't want to be the parent that other people look at and say, why is he letting his kids get away with doing that? And Jared, I think you gave me the comment, the breakdown, or the answer to Casey's questions in the Dear Casey Neistat video, which I pinned and my God, did other people appreciate your answer as well. Brave New World, Gunter Snaps emailed me and he says, read Brave New World. Can everyone hear the kids screaming in the background? Thumbs up if you can hear the kids screaming. I just want to know how good the mic on this computer is.
I'm waiting for another thumbs up. I see one from.
Does Viva mean something? No, Viva doesn't mean anything.
There too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get that kid to stop making noise in the background. I'll tell you what.
There's TV in the kitchen. Go watch that.
Juice in the kitchen?
Juice?
Yeah. Okay, sorry. We didn't mean to laugh. We were laughing with you, not at you.
What does Viva mean?
Viva. It was. I just picked it. It was. I think I actually had it at one point. It was Viva Frei, live free, and then I just dropped the motto and then just went with Viva Frei. And everyone says I should change the channel name because Viva sounds like Vivian or Aviva, and people think I'm a woman. But I'm stubborn. I will do things even if it's wrong just because I'm stubborn.
Have you ever been in a band?
Have I ever been in a band? Funny question. In high school, I was in a band called Kidney Punch. I'll show you the artwork. I think I might still have. And I played, and it was like, well, because I don't even know how we picked such a stupid name when we were listening to a lot of Fish at that time in our lives.
In Kidney Punch.
What's my real name? Greasy David Freiheit. This is what we're going to get asked this every live stream. Freiheit means freedom in German. Have you ever lost a case? Yes, Sabrina. So Sabrina Forlini asks, have you ever lost a case? It's I think it was 50-50, but I think everybody's relatively 50-50. But like lawyers are a lot like poker players. They always talk about the big hands they won. But every lawyer is going to lose a case. The only lawyer who does not, let's not do that. The only lawyer that doesn't lose a case is the one who's never tried one.
That's the most.
That's profound. And it's, you know what? That's adaptable to life as well. If you don't try, you'll never fail.
Can you do a Scottish accent better than Aussie?
Yeah, only because I can imitate a Willie. Hold on a second. No kidding, I'm from North Kiltown. That's Willie. That's my Scottish accent. It's a mix between everything. Where am I from? So Ibrahim Can Dunmez. Where are you from? I'm from Montreal, born and
Me
raised,
too.
second generation.
Me too.
In high school, this is Renee Faber says, in high school I was in a band.
Cool.
Chevalier, le Chevalier. Oh, yeah, that can date you. Yeah, Jared Peace has amazing memories. I impress myself sometimes, and then I can't remember my own cousins' names. Sometimes I can't remember my own kids' names. Jared says I had a good memory.
You messed me up with Lila.
I know that mixing up is different than not remembering. I sometimes can't remember.
You can't remember
on Marion's side.
Aaron's children.
So hold on, video licensing. Do we want to do anything more with video licensing before we go?
What? Oh yeah.
Everybody should look into it. And cool. Don't be afraid of splitting your profits with somebody, because splitting something with somebody is better than splitting nothing with nobody.
Yeah.
So Rachel, let's see who we got here. 0 Hour Haven does you.
Do you want any
more
kids?
Hold on a second. Tom said. Who asked that?
Wait. I'm looking.
Do you want any more kids? It's Greasy Eddie.
I
would want them if my back, if I could sleep, and if I had enough money, and if my back weren't hurting.
And Gunther Snaps.
I could go with 4 or 5 kids, but we'll see what happens. I think we might be done though.
Gunther Snaps says, how old are these kids?
How old are these kids? 9 and 5, I think.
I'm 9.
My wife says your kid's making
5.
faces is her spirit animal. Well, let's see. Oh, has everyone seen this video? Google that one. I don't even know what the video was called, but it was a good one. How do you get news feed to remain interested in licensing your video?
Daddy, look, I'm a bunny.
Hold on a second. Brendan Denver says, how do you get news feed to remain interested in licensing your video, Viva? I'm not sure what you mean by news feed, but oh no, because so when you license a video to the agency, they shop it around, and depending on, they know their clients, they have like BBC, Daily Mail, news agencies. They have bloggers, vloggers. They have a bunch of clients that they shop it around to. The Dodo, for example, like all of my pet videos get shopped around to the Dodo because they make feel-good pet videos. So they know who to shop it to. And then when you see it on MSN feed, stop, get out of here. When you see it on a news feed, they try to put the video on other platforms so that they can then. Okay, we gotta get here. This is when to lose. Hey, you have to stop, because this. Just bear in mind, this is going to be on the internet for forever. They put it on other platforms, and you get the same sort of AdSense revenue from other platforms that they put it on, the way you get from YouTube. But I don't know how it works. All that I know is that when any one of these agencies runs it on AOL, MSN, Yahoo, you get AdSense revenue, AdSense in quotes because they call it something else, but you get revenue from the views on other platforms sometimes. So you get those by way of royalty payments once a quarter.
I'm not sure if I'm saying this right.
Jeremy Anthony's here.
No, this guy.
Greasy Eddie.
Greasy Eddie. This is not my sister. This
is another neighbor. Greasy, watch a lot of videos. Our house seems to be like the magnet for the neighborhood kids for some reason.
She's my best friend.
Can Mila speak some French? Mila, peux-tu parler en français?
Ben oui.
No. That's anyone from France right now is gritting the teeth like, that is Quebecois. Ben oui is like well, more howdy from down south. It's like a pure Quebecois accent.
Mais tout le monde là peut parler en français, même elle.
Anya, toi tu peux parler en français aussi?
Oui. Elle va
en
une école française.
Well, toutes les jeunes anglophones ou allophones, comment on dit, apprennent le français au Québec.
Nobody's understanding this
okay,
right
so
now.
Anyways, yeah, the short answer is yes. Dad, show your feet. I'm not showing my feet anymore, Tide Pod. On parle Québec ici at LOL. This is Vince Land. Vince Land, who has his own channel also, is from Quebec. I think, Vince, you're from Montreal, right?
Is Vince Land who I think he is?
No, I don't think so. We've never met him, but we text all the time.
Definitely not.
So Quebecois French is a very, very particular French. It's, I mean, you have like French from France accents, then you have like French from south of France, Marseille accents.
And then Quebecois.
Then you have Quebecois accents, then you have like Swiss French. All French has accents the same way like all English has accents, from down south to Britain to Australia to New Zealand.
Haven't these you? I'm sorry if I'm not pronouncing your names right. Do you have a PO box?
Yeah, Haven does you. Check in my about description. Where am I looking? I'm looking in between my face and the camera.
My eyes.
Check my description on the about section on YouTube and in the descriptions of videos. I've been putting it up in every video, except I may have forgotten to do it for this morning's video. French from Belgium, Karen Somers. They also have a very unique French accent. If ever anyone meets me in real life, I can pick out where you are from in the world with your French accent, with your English accent. I can pick out what state you're from in the States. If you've seen my last video, the analogy between stand-up comedy and vlogging, where I met these Americans, and I knew it. They were from New Jersey.
What do French Canadian
redneck sound like? We don't use the word redneck. Okay, well, I know what you mean, but it's tough to say. This is my overall observation. Well, it sounds the same to us because we're used to it. Quebec French and all North America, actually, this is the same thing in French and in English. You'll notice that North American English is generally spoken like from the nasal cavity and higher pitch. Whereas if you go to England and France, everything is sort of like more with the chest and the stomach. So the English accent is sort of like low, like this is Scottish.
That's
and then
Scottish.
that was terrible. But then American English, like the accent's just of a higher pitch. Same thing in French. French from France. Ça, c'est l'accent française. And then French from Quebec, c'est plutôt comme ça ici quand on parle québécois ici. So it's like, it's an amazing thing. There was a guy who made a video imitating the French accents. It was great. What? My dad's side spoke patois. This is René Fabre. Totally not spelled right.
Which French accent is the equivalent to the South?
To the U.S. drawl? I would say, you know, like Mississippi, southern states would be. The French, let me rephrase. The French from France view Quebec French accent the same way like the British might view the American, typical American accent. That's that.
Someone's talking French. I like speaking French. Where to go? Oh,
the Canadian French is so.
L'oiseau fait son nid.
Petit à petit, l'oiseau fait son nid. Did you watch my video this morning? That was good. That's little by little, the bird makes his nest.
That Canadian French is so funny. Makes me think of.
So does anyone have any questions that they're dying to ask that I have not yet answered? What is up with the show dad feet? Nobody wants to see my dad feet.
No, it's gross.
I do. I happen to have beautiful feet, but no. They're dirty. I was fishing all day.
Don't have hair on them. Like you have hair all the way on your
JD's Variety Channel says, when I moved to Tennessee from Pennsylvania, I couldn't understand any of the locals here at first. Oh, JD, we went, the kids weren't born at this time.
What?
Marion, were the kids born when we went to Newfoundland?
No.
I'm off by 5 years. We went to Newfoundland. I couldn't understand what they were saying in Newfoundland. I seriously thought they were speaking another language. We went to a Tim Hortons, and I had to pull up to the thing, the booth, because I couldn't understand any total different English out there. It's amazing.
What is it like?
You can show your dad feet. Okay, how much do you typically make in a month from one licensed video, if you don't mind me asking? So Brandon Denver, yeah, but money is always an ugly thing to talk about. It's funny, like, yeah, there's few taboos in life, and money seems to still be one of them. So this is the one thing. Newsflare, and I'm only sticking with Newsflare and Storyful. Newsflare, I think, is the only licensing agency that will actually give you an itemized sale per video, per sale. So you sell a video, they will tell you right away what that license went for that video, and you get paid within 24 hours by PayPal. And the licenses can range literally $70, $100. It can be as little as 10 or 15, but generally like $50, $100 to whatever, thousands, very rarely if there's a big production they want it. The other agencies, Storyful and others, pay you quarterly, and they don't give you an itemized breakdown per video. So you don't know which video went for what, which is, you know, not ideal, but it's oh, that was your hand. I thought that was a dog. Do you guys want to go back outside?
I want to finish.
Okay, we're going to finish this. So give you quarterly statements, not necessarily broken down. So it depends. Now, bearing in mind, I have found that it's been relatively steady quarterly or monthly income, but I have like a portfolio, and I call it a portfolio. It's a pretty lofty term, but I have like 1,000 videos, maybe more, maybe like 1,500 videos between the two agencies that are up in the ether, just ready to get licensed or getting licensed on a cycle. And I say some of them get licensed on a cycle. Like a video I shot 2 years ago of the squirrel will get periodically licensed, and it seems to be seasonal. The video of the Mpemba effect, if nobody's seen that, M-P-E-M-B-A. Go put in Viva Frei Mpemba effect. That video gets seasonally licensed. Like I notice it gets sold or licensed in wintertime, usually around January, February. But so I've been noticing now that with the amount of videos that I have being licensed, there is a decent predictability.
Okay.
But yeah, it's tough to say. You know, videos can go from whatever to whatever.
Two things.
Yeah.
Do you fish slap things in the what?
Do you do the fish slap thingy in the face in Newfoundland?
And
Great word of place.
what's your favorite place in Montreal?
Okay, hold on a second.
Oh, I love that question. A really good place.
Jeremy, Newfoundland is the most beautiful place on earth. And I don't want to say that people are more beautiful because it's like, it makes it comparative. Like people are not physically beautiful. I meant like spiritually, but people are good and bad everywhere. Newfoundland, from a geological perspective, mind-blowing. Beautiful. The people are friendly, but the people are friendly everywhere, and there are unfriendly people everywhere. We went to Newfoundland. We went biking, just my wife and I. We got to in the middle of nowhere. This guy comes out of his house and says he had rabbit confit that he made himself.
I love that story.
And he invited us in. He gave us tea. He gave us rabbit that was in a jar.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It was like pickled rabbit.
My favorite place in Montreal.
Oh yeah, where's yours?
Is La Ronde. I love La Ronde. If you ever come to Montreal,
she's been there once, twice now, and she's in love.
If you come to Montreal, you have to go to La
I think my
Ronde.
favorite place in Montreal is Beaver Lake, Mount Royal.
I did Halo Race there.
Yeah, but where else would I say is my favorite place?
I love La Ronde.
Lachine Canal, Atwater Market, and Jean Talon Market.
Oh,
there.
La Ronde is a roller coaster.
La Ronde is a Six Flags amusement park.
I like skating.
Would you ever okay, hold on. Tom says, would you ever consider to move away from the city?
No.
Well, no, I think he means to the countryside, not to the. I've thought about it. The problem is I
forever.
A high energy and low attention span, so I need a lot of distractions. I think I might get bored in the countryside. But it's beautiful. I mean, geez. But the beautiful thing about Montreal is you drive 45 minutes down south, and I'm with my mother-in-law fishing for pike in Missisquoi Bay.
Also, it could be like an hour and a half with all the orange cones.
Or we can go up north, and in an hour and a half we're up at Tremblant, which is an amazing ski resort area. Or you drive 3 hours and you're in Vermont. Like, we're at the hub of everywhere. Newfoundland. This is from Renee Frab. Okay, where do we go here? Can you please say my name?
Suck.
No, you can't say that. Well played, sir. You almost got it. You know what the problem is? We watch a lot of Howard Stern.
What?
Don't say it. Do not say it. Don't say it.
I don't know.
We watch a lot of Howard Stern, and we were actually just listening. Well, they don't.
Oh my gosh, you're hilarious.
So
what is
it doesn't matter.
Don't
say it. Okay. Do not feed the trolls. It doesn't matter. They almost tricked us.
What?
They almost tricked us.
I don't get it still.
Okay, it's funny though. You're a funny man. If you could fish all day, if I could fish all day, would I? If I could fish all day, would I, Marion? I would fish. I would fish. I would fish until I get sunburned. Yeah, no.
Was philosophy
was philosophy useless, or philosophy was not useless. It was. Well, let's see. Economically, yes, it was economically useless. Intellectually, no. It's you need to know. I love it. I mean, you know.
Oh
things.
my gosh, I get it now. Okay. What?
It doesn't matter. You'll talk about it afterwards.
Actually, no. I'll tell you in the park.
It was invaluable. It was not worthless. And it was a fun 4 years. If I had known that it was not going to matter for the rest of my life, I might have worked a little less hard. But no, it was great.
Dude, he did exactly what.
Yeah, here Nick Pham says maybe next time we could have the delete. But the thing is, I don't like it. Once you get into deleting, this is Nick Pham says we can delete some of the comments that are clogging up the feed. The problem is you get up into deleting comments, and then you delete one by accident, or you delete one that is arguably bad, and
people who don't subscribe to you.
No, that's not my more concern is more. I don't we can make fun of the annoying comments and we can leave them up. Jared, thank you very much. Vince Land, French and English. Okay, so what are the questions? So the video licensing. Okay, that's it. That's about all we'll get covered on that. Look into it for everybody, for any creator who's looking for side stream of revenue, and to well, the other thing is you can also license videos that you might not want to put on YouTube. Like, say, I know a guy who makes some good drone videos.
Said sorry.
That you. Oh, don't worry. That was kind of funny, but
yeah. Sorry. What drone do you use?
What drone do I use? Right now, I'm using the Spark for city flying because I don't want to be the guy that makes the news, and I have the Phantom 3 Plus for countryside flying, just because I got it for $600. The first drone I got was the Phantom 2 Plus, and it cost me $2,000. $2,200 with the extra battery and the carrying case. The Phantom 3 Plus I got for $600 on sale at Christmas at Bureau and Grow. And it's good, but it's sorry, watch out.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
It's a big drone. It makes a lot of noise and it can hurt people. So you have to be careful with it. I use the Spark when I'm near people or when I don't want to take a chance. And when I'm out in open air, I use the Phantom 3.
Hey David, are you going to that street painting event? Where'd it go? Downtown on the 24th? The
24th, no. 24th, incidentally, I'm going to be in Cincinnati. If anyone knows who Tim Schmoyer is, he's got a YouTube, Tim Schmoyer, SCHMOYER.
Oh, okay.
He does a 2-day video creators conference in Cincinnati. And apparently they selected 25 or 30 creators from it was 100 or 200 that they got. It's a conference that you pay for because they're going to teach us everything about YouTube, deep dive analytics, branding, all sorts of things to help you build your channel and turn your passion into a business. So I'm going to be in Cincinnati for 2 days, and I'm going to be making content while I'm out there. But shout out to Tim Schmoyer. Okay, and by the way, I said we were going to keep this at a hard 1 hour so that we don't go into an hour and a half. Okay, so hold on. Any questions?
It's been an hour.
JD's Variety says, I found a drone in a creek yesterday. Unfortunately, it has been underwater for a long time. It's toast. Yeah, toast. I mean, and the other thing is, the thing is, even to fix it up or just to get the remote for the drone, you're better off just getting a new drone. The technology is, here, dude, this guy has a bit of the same. He's been bitten by the fishing.
Tim Scott, we were in Vermont last winter visiting my family up there one time. Took a day trip to Montreal, beautiful city, and showed the day we were only the second time she has seen snow.
Yeah, Montreal's beautiful, especially to people who come from cities that don't have old architecture. Montreal is amazing. So a lot of people come from big cities in America where you don't see buildings from the 1850s all that often, and people go walk around old Montreal, and it's magical. Incidentally, my Montreal Monday video for tomorrow is going to be through old Montreal. You're going to see some beautiful architecture and some great local Quebec artists named Roxane Bruno. So check in for tomorrow's Montreal Monday. I haven't edited it yet. I have to exercise and edit it. So that's what's on the evening for the night. My man could catch shark. Yeah, he could get this was our ice fishing rod, but he's been bitten by the fishing bug.
Gotta go. Thanks for the info.
Okay, people. So that's it. Wait, we're gonna have 1 more minute for any question that is an absolute must answer, not showing the feed and not saying your name. What do we want to? Any questions that I forgot? The next one we might talk about law, or we might talk about. Thank you for this is Brandon Denver. Thanks for your succinct explanation. Generally, what percentage of your videos get picked up by so I've been told by the agencies that I have a relatively high, if not a disproportionately high, license rate, and it's a question of not. It's a question of not flooding with garbage and having an eye for what might be licensable. But you also get that reflex the more videos you see get sold. Animal videos, weather videos, drone videos, those things tend to, and feel-good videos.
Okay, everyone's leaving. Let's just see.
Okay, so that's it.
See ya!
Peace out, people. Hold on a second. I got to see before we end the stream. We'll do this. I say it every 2 weeks seems to be a good
I'm so sad that I was missing some.
Until next time, what's your thoughts on the Canadian-Saudi problem? Man's J, no politics. Yeah. Until I run for Prime Minister, I won't express my political views. Or I'll start a separate channel. Viva Frei politics. Okay, that's it. We're done. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. The camera's up at the top right there. Boom. Go. Cover it. And now end stream. Hold on. We'll take it. No, and cover it all the way. There you go. Good night. See you later, people.
See ya.
Wait, it's not over yet.